Every Year, Every Day I'm Walking is a production ostensibly about the situation of refugees in Africa. It tells the story of a family, really, a mother and two daughters, who live in an unnamed Francophone African country and who undergo some kind of violent episode in which their house is burnt down. And one daughter and the mother then are forced to flee and travel down to Cape Town in search of a refuge, of a place to stay.
I play two main characters in the piece. I play Ernestine, who's a young girl, and I play her mother. And aside from that, I play a lot of different characters that appear between Central Africa and South Africa and Cape Town.
I play Agi, who is Ernestine's sister, and I also play some of the characters just to create the environment and where we are.
For me, the play is about displacement. You know, it's displacement is a sense of loss of place. Not only the geographical loss of place, which is obvious. People move for a whole lot of reasons. The non-national community in South Africa is not only there because they're refugees running away from something. Many of them move there of their own free will for economic reasons, for example. So migrancy, the idea of moving around the world is very much part of our lives in the 21st century, and people do it for a whole lot of different reasons. This is very intent on raising the possibility that the arts have a role to play in helping people to deal with the trauma of loss.
The pros of physical theatre is, I think everyone can read the body. We don't have to rely on a specific language, so the show can travel.
The cons of physical theatre performance are that a lot of people are not used to reading the body. So they're used to being told exactly what the story's about verbally. And in a way, this piece asks them, or physical theatre asks people to engage imaginatively with the images that they see in the space. So it's a challenge, really, rather than a con of the style.
Name. Surname. Kano. Where do you come from? Nom de famille. Where are you going? Vous allez-vous? Name. D'où? Surname. No. Where are you going? Nom de famille. Adresse. Vous allez-où? D'où? Venez. Où are you going? Vite, prends ta place.
The music enhances the performance because I think the music is also the character, because the musician actually came to the rehearsal process. So he was with us, he knew where we are and what we wanted to achieve within the different scenes. So it is a character on its own, and that sort of like intertwines with the bodies.
The way Magnet Theatre has made work is that we always try to find a conversation between an internal and personal landscape and an external social or political landscape. So the piece, although on the outside the piece is about refugees, Faniswa and I are not refugees, and in a way can only imagine into the refugee experience through empathy and through our own imaginations, but also through connecting with certain losses that we personally might have experienced. So we feel that even though the piece is particular to refugees, it is also particular to every human being, because the story is about loss and recovery, and it's something that everybody's experienced, and us as well. So we connect into the story through a particular personal pathway.
Under the apartheid period, we were telling stories that were not getting an airing, that people were not hearing. And we were making statements that resisted the regime in some kind of way. Now the situation is more complex than that. I mean, there's still space in which that happens within the post-colonial kind of post-apartheid context. But I think more importantly, the theatre and the arts become a space in which people can deal with their personal issues and their social issues, the issues that affect communities, on a much more intimate level.